Hi everyone, my name is Erin Lucanville and I'm with Church World Service as an Associate Community Engagement Manager. And I am delighted to have all of you join us today. Just for a bit of background on the topic today on our crop chat, a year ago, Church World Service formed the Leaders Under 50 Advisory Board. This board is made up of about 10 walk leaders, congregational leaders, and other passionate community members that are interested in helping crop hunger walks develop strategies to engage, encourage fundraising, and build awareness for the walks for the Gen X population, Millennials, and Gen Z. And I am happy to introduce two of the members of this advisory board today that will help lead the crop chat focused on new social media engagement ideas. So first, I want to introduce Dr. Daniel Hall, who is an associate professor of economics and the chair of the economics department at High Point University. His primary areas of interest involve service clubs and the intersection of analytics and economics. He is the walk coordinator and social media manager for the 38-year-old High Point, North Carolina Crop Hunger Walk. And he also sits on the board of the walk's local beneficiary, which is Open Door Ministries. And then Father Dustin Lyon is an Orthodox priest currently serving at St. George Greek Orthodox Church in DeKalb, Illinois. He first got involved in the Crop Hunger Walk in 2013 while he was living in Dubuque, Iowa, and served there as a board member for a few years, and then in 2018 was the co-chair of the Dubuque Walk. And now he's currently serving as a co-chair of the DeKalb, Illinois walk, and quickly learning how to transition to a virtual walk in the light of our COVID-19 time. So with that, I want to thank both Daniel and Father Dustin for joining us today, and Daniel is going to start things off.
How's everybody doing today? Hope you're doing well. And my walk is on the 13th, so I'm getting pumped up here. I mean, it's my first ever virtual walk, hopefully my last virtual walk, but we're definitely doing the best we can. And obviously social media is more important than ever before. So what I'm going to show you guys to do is how to do a social media takeover. So if you want to attract, Gen X, Gen Z, whatever gen's coming up, keep up with the latest social media trends, what better thing to do than to let them take over and provide some fresh content that will appeal to their audience. Now, there are more social media channels than you can really keep up with these days. I mean, there's Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Tumblr, all kinds of Twitter, all kinds of things. And most of these newer social media platforms are mobile central, okay? And the easiest way for you to do a takeover in that aspect is to just give the password over to someone. And what I would recommend is that you change the password to something simple and give that access to the person you're giving the takeover for the week or for the day, and then change it back, for security purposes, because usually these mobile-based social media channels, they really only have one account manager for it, or that they're connected that way. So if you're going to use the Big Daddy, which is Facebook, there is a little bit more customizable, and all the controls are web-based. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a screen share, and I'm going to show you how to do a Facebook page Instagram takeover. So now I'm assuming here that everyone in the audience has set up a Facebook page, okay? If you're running a Facebook group for your walk, then really you just have to change the permissions such that, members, and not necessarily like the top, administrators, can also post. So in that case, any member could post in that channel. But with Facebook pages, only certain people with certain permissions can do so. All right, so here's my screen share, and I'm hoping that everyone can see my screen here. Let me collapse that, get my face off of my screen share. Okay, here we are. Here was my Facebook page for my walk. the Crop Hunger Walk high point. And what you're seeing is the admin view. So if you're not the admin for your walk, you're going to see this view as a visitor. And so if you don't see all those options there, we're going to go ahead and exit that view. And let me make sure I'm not zoomed in too much. Okay. All right, so you're getting all these controls on the right side here. Okay, so what you do is just scroll down and click on settings. All right, there's all kinds of options on here. Stay on the left. Most important stuff's on here. Go to page roles. Okay. Okay, and so I have a option, and what you can see down here is existing page roles. See, here I am as an admin, and here are my other admins here. Okay. Now I'm going to add my friend Michael Wallace. Okay. And so you would have to friend request the person you're going to let do the takeover there. And I'm going to assign him the editor role. And you probably can't see this very well, so I'm just going to paste this into the chat so you can see what the roles are. Okay, so I'm going to paste that into the chat, and I'm also going to says send chat to organizers and panelists only. Hopefully everybody can see this. If not, I'm going to read it anyways. Okay. And so back here, move that out of the way. All right, so as an editor role, Michael can publish content and send messages as the page, respond to and delete comments on the page, create ads, see who created a post or comment, post from Instagram to Facebook, okay, and view insights. And so if an Instagram account is connected to the page, then they can post to Instagram from Facebook. And so my Instagram account is associated with that, so he'll have those extra permissions. And so I'm going to add him, and I must enter my password on Facebook to continue. Hopefully I have the right password. Okay, I don't need to save it. And I look down, and he has been invited here, so he's going to have to accept the invitation. I sent him an email this morning, so he may not accept it in time, but assuming that the person has agreed, they can accept and they'll have those permissions. Now, when the takeover is done, you can remove them, and I'm actually going to go ahead and remove someone from here. I can edit and I can downgrade their role, or I can just click on remove altogether. So Holly is still on the Open Door Ministries board, but she is not on our crop committee, so I'm going to go ahead and remove her from the page. Okay, so it's as simple as that. Any questions before I stop screen share?
Not so far.
I think I'm going to turn over to Dustin and save it for the end.
Hey guys, so I'm having for some reason my computer won't recognize the camera with this program, so you're gonna have to listen to me. Aaron, do you have the presentation? Do you want to put that up?
Yes, would you prefer me to do it?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and do it, and then one last thing that I have to worry about. So I'm Dustin. I'm just outside Chicago for a crop walk, and also a member of the Leaders Under 50. And so what I'm going to talk about is what we're calling quick minutes. And this is a pretty simple idea. And again, it's engaging with social media. You can do it with Facebook or TikTok or Instagram, whatever you would like to do. But the idea in general is simply to make quick videos, and that's why I call them quick minutes, to make quick videos to post. And these are videos that are 3 to 5 minutes long at most. So they're very quick, they're very short, and they're things that you can make on your own. So here I picked, you can see, hopefully on the screen now, a very bright, exciting intro. So Aaron, if you want to go to the next page. So the idea, as I said, is to make a 1 to 3 minute, or you can go up to 5 or so, I think is fine, video for your social media page. And you can make these a few different ways. If you have a smartphone, an iPhone, an Android, you can make them simply by going to where you would normally take your photos and just switch it over to video instead of photos, and record something. And don't worry about these being perfect. Kind of the quick on the move, like you're doing like a Zoom meeting or a quick call with a friend or a family member. Don't worry about whether they're clean and look nice and the lighting and all of that. The goal is just to have contact with people so that they can see you. And so if you do it with your camera, you can just record a quick video and then just upload it to Facebook. So when you go to your Facebook and you create a post, you'll simply click on photo or video and you can upload it. Now the advantages of doing it this way is that if you don't like it for whatever reason and you really want to do it again, you can do it again. The other way to do it is simply to use Facebook Live. So if you go to your Crop Walk Facebook page or your own Facebook page, usually underneath create a post, there is a live button. So if you click that, what will happen is you'll create a video, but it'll be streaming live to your Facebook page. And these are great ways to do it too. So you can stream right to Facebook. Once you're done, it'll save it so people can go back and watch it at any time. And so that's another quick and easy way to do it. Again, don't worry about editing. Don't worry about background music or any of the fancy things. It's just a quick check-in to say, hey, I'm here. Please support our walk. And then the other thing you can do, and we'll have some examples of these quick minutes once I'm finished talking. The other way to do it is through Zoom. So what I did for this, and we'll talk about content in a minute, is I interviewed the local organizations that are going to be benefiting from my walk. And so I did a quick interview through Zoom. And what I did is I used the record button. There's a record button on Zoom. You can record it, download it directly to your computer, and then just upload it to Facebook, just share it on Facebook. And so you can use Zoom. That's another easy, quick way to do videos. And those are great if you want to have multiple people in them, but you want to keep social distancing, or it's too hard to get together because you're in a big city or schedules. It's just easier to do it that way. So those are the three quick ways of making videos, either your smartphone, Facebook Live, or the Zoom feature. So Aaron, do you want to switch to the next slide? So the question is, now that you know how to make a video, what do you post? Well, I think, if you go to Church World Services and you go to their website, it says that they have one goal: to build a world where there's enough for all. And so you want to kind of keep that message in front of everyone. So the first thing is you can make a video that is informative. Our walk is coming up, for example, October 4th, that Sunday, we're asking people to come and walk. Here are the details. So it can be informational. You can do things, you can make a video about tips for fundraising for people. And I know that the National Crop Walk Facebook pages has been sharing quick tips as memes. Maybe take one of those memes and turn it into a video and say, hey guys, Church World Services and the National Crop Walk had this idea for raising money, and here I just wanted to share this with you. So you can talk about that. And as I said, another thing you can do for content is simply interview the local organizations that'll be benefiting, whether it's a food pantry or a Meals on Wheels program or whatever it is. If you want to go there, make a quick video, or you can do the Zoom, make a quick video, and then it's a good way of promoting the walk and getting that local contact and let people know where their money is going. Another way, and this is one that I did a few weeks ago, is an inspirational sort of video. Like, why are you here? Why do you walk? Why is this meaningful for you? You know, for me, it's a part of living out my faith. You know, we're called to help the least of these, and this is one way I can do this. So you talk about why this is important to you. And then carrying on with that, interview other walkers, people who have been involved for a long time, or maybe new enthusiastic walkers. Why are they walking? And kind of let people know why this is important. And so those make great videos too. And just a tip, keep them short. Don't go longer than 10 minutes because let's face it, we live in a world where people tune out quickly. They'll click on the video, they'll start watching, and then after a minute or two, if it's not really exciting, they'll move on. So just a very quick video to get whatever message you want out there. And as I said, don't worry about perfection. People enjoy, you know, the homemade sorts of videos. If you think about the COVID that we've had and how much you've enjoyed, I know a lot of people enjoy watching, you know, their favorite celebrity make a quick video at home, and you know, or their favorite politician making a quick video, or you know, maybe their favorite author or whomever it is. We enjoy just kind of getting that inside peek and just hearing a little bit about them. And I think that's going to be the biggest hang up for a lot of us, at least it was for me, was just kind of the intimidation of making it and having it perfect. And I really had to learn not to worry about it. You know, people just really enjoy the videos and not to worry about the perfect stream sort of thing and just get something out there. That's the key, is getting content out there. So Aaron, you want to do the next slide? Thank you. So try to include in your videos, and I think this is important, include a why kind of statement, why this is important and why you're doing this, even if it's just a quick sentence. As I said, we have one goal: building a world where there is enough for all. You can, if you memorize that sentence and just say it at the beginning or at the end, it kind of gives a little hook why this is important for people. And then always include some sort of call to action. Don't just make a video saying, "Oh, I'm walking," and that's that. Ask people to do something. What do you want people to do when they watch your video? Do you want them to share the video with others? Do you want them to go to your website and donate? Do you want them to go to your website and sign up to be a walker? Or do you want them to like your crop page? What do you want them to do? So always ask them or challenge them to do something, you know, a call to action, whatever that is. And as I said, it can be very simple. Just like this post or share this post, or maybe go and sign up or make a $5 donation to our crop walk. But always kind of make that ask. As someone says, you'll never know until you ask. And so that's really important. Have that call to action, that ask there every time you do a video, or even if you do just a regular post, make sure that there's some way for people to engage with that post. Next slide, Aaron. So, and then the next component is, as you're thinking about these videos, kind of plan out how you want to space these out, how you want to make these available to people. So what I've done is, our walk is October 4th, and so we're about just a month out. And what I've decided to do is we're supporting 4 local organizations. So for the last week, this week, and the next 2 weeks, I'm highlighting one of the local organizations. So on Mondays, I'm releasing the interview I've done with them, and then I'm sharing their Facebook page, their web page, and always kind of keeping them in the spotlight for the next couple weeks. And so I've got a plan. And then as we get closer to the last 2 weeks, right before October, I'll do a push and have some just me sorts of videos talking about why it's important. So kind of think about a sort of timeline. How do you want to approach this? When do you want to release videos? And the more the better. So don't worry about too many. I don't think that's going to be a problem. And I don't remember, do I have one more slide, Aaron? So if you're looking for other resources or ideas, you can go to resources.crophungerwalk.org, resources social media with the /. You can see there on the screen. And they have ideas, tips, and all those sorts of things you can use. You can take some of their ideas and turn them into quick minutes, into quick videos. And to give you an idea of whether these are successful or not, so I've been doing these quick minutes for a few weeks now. And from August 5th to September 1st, on my Crop Hunger Walk page, it says I have an increase of people reached of 2,648%. That's what it says, 2,648% increase from August 5th through September 1st. And then for post engagements, these are people who are watching or people who are sharing or whatever. Post engagements, I have an increase of 1,314%. And then page likes, I have an increase of 1,000%. So these really do get tractions. And remember, if you're interviewing an organization, make sure when you post a video to check in. It's a feature when you make a post. Click the check in feature and type in the name of the organization, so they'll be tagged in it as well. And then get them to share it on their Facebook pages. And so it'll increase the traffic and more people will see it. And if you have that call to action in the video, then people will be excited and hopefully will start donating and engage your local crop walk. So that's the quick minutes in a nutshell. And I know we have some examples now. So Aaron or Daniel, whoever has those examples, if you want to play those, we can do those at this point.
Yeah, so just for background, the first video I'm going to show is one that's about why we walk. And this was done by one of the other Leaders Under 50 advisory team members, Mary Long. She's with the Penridge Crop Hunger Walk. And so she made this short, quick minutes video to post.
Hi, this is Mary from the Penridge Crop Walk coming to you with a quick minute video of the day. So why do I walk? This is why. So come visit us over at crophungerwalk.org/PERCA-CPA and see how you can make a difference today.
Okay, so that was the first example of doing a why we walk. And Mary really got into this idea and had fun. And so she did the cool app on TikTok to make her hand look like she did that. But again, as Father Dustin said, do what you're comfortable with. You don't have to make it perfect. You don't have to do all the cool fancy things unless you think that's fun, and then do it because that's an enjoyable task. Okay, so the next one we're going to show is an example that Daniel did where he went to visit their local pantry to promote the walk and the connection, the partnership between their local agency and the walk.
Hello, everyone. This is Daniel Hall, your Crop Hunger Walk coordinator of High Point. And I am here in the food pantry of Open Door Ministries. And I am asking you guys to help us fill up this pantry, help us overload this pantry with food items between now and our September 13th Crop Hunger Walk. And what we'll do is we'll kick off the Crop Hunger Walk program at 3 p.m. Myself and other members of the committee will be here, and we will then take our program outside and do a little walk around the High Point area. And so be sure to drop off donations between now and September 13th at 3 p.m. So thank you and have a great day.
Okay, so the next one, I do have a question, Father Dustin. Do you want me to play the whole interview or just start it so that they can see what an interview type option is like?
It's up to you. I don't think I think it's only you can play it halfway and then they'll get the idea.
Okay.
And then yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So this next one is one that Father Dustin did, interviewing one of their local hunger agencies.
Hello, everyone. I'm Father Dustin, one of the co-chairs of the DeKalb Sandra King Crop Walk. And with me, I have Linnea from Safe Passage. And
Hello.
Safe Passage is one of the 4 organizations the DeKalb Crop Walk will be supporting this year. And so I just want to introduce everyone to Safe Passage and what they do on behalf of our community. So Linnea, can you explain and introduce people to Safe Passage?
Absolutely, and thank you so much for supporting us this year and all the years in the past that you have. For anyone who's not familiar, Safe Passage is DeKalb County's Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Crisis Center. We are a 24-hour organization that exists to meet the needs of survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, and their family members and loved ones. Anyone who's been a victim of violence, we are here for you 24 hours a day. All of our services are completely free and confidential. We have counseling services for kids and adults, individual, group, and family counseling. We do art therapy, all sorts of different kinds of counseling and therapy. We have legal advocates and medical advocates who assist survivors who may be going to the hospital or who may be going through the legal system, pressing charges against someone, getting an order of protection. We have an offender intervention program to end violence at its roots, as well as a prevention education program where we work with students K through 12, as well as college students, community members, and professionals to make sure everyone really understands what we can all do to prevent violence and to end violence in our community. And then, of course, what most people know us for and what the Crop Walk has been so wonderful about supporting is our shelter services. So for victims of violence who need a safe place to go, victims and their families, often someone needs a place to go and they don't know where to go, or they need to go somewhere right now. So we have an emergency shelter where anyone who's been a victim of violence and their children can come, can stay with us as long as they need to while they kind of figure out what their next steps are. So that emergency service is available 24 hours a day. And often people are coming to us with nothing more than the clothes on their back. They may have fled their home in the middle of the night, grabbed their kids, grabbed their keys and left. And they have nothing, nothing other than the pieces of their life that they're trying to put back together. So to have those funds that allow us to provide food for families, healthy food as they are adjusting to a new world, as they're putting together the pieces and stepping forward on their journey to healing. That's so important for us to be able to provide that for them. So many people just don't have the ability to think through, where is my next meal going to come from? Or even, can I afford to leave? If I leave my partner who's abusive, will I be able to feed my kids? Will I be able to take care of myself? Maybe they haven't been allowed to work.
Okay, so that's gives you a sense of what an interview could do. It really helps bring the connection of funds that a walker raises and how those impact your local community. So we have one final short, quick minutes video that is.
Can I jump in quick?
Sure.
So one of the things I was adamant about when I did the interviews, and I'll throw this out there for those who may want to do this sort of format, is that at the end, I made sure to thank them for what they do for our community. And then I also asked them if they would thank the walkers for coming and supporting the crop walk. So that there were 2 thanks, one from us to them, and then from them to the walkers. And then I let people know at the end of the interview how they can come and donate to the crop walk and giving our webpage. So if you do a format, you may want to talk to your interviewers beforehand and kind of set up a format and how you'd like that to happen.
Awesome, thank you. And just so you know, in the chat, Heather has been sending out links to all of these videos so that if you want to see them later, you can go and see those later. And as well on some of the sites, like at Father Dustin's, where he's done quite a few, you can get a sense of other ones that he's done. So our last video that we're showing is an example of doing a quick minutes where you're just really promoting the walk and encouraging people to start participating.
Good morning, Crop Hunger Walk fans. Thank you for supporting the High Point Crop Hunger Walk. This will be our 39th. But it'll be our first ever. Welcome, High Point Crop Hunger Walk fans. Thank you for your support. This will be our 39th and walk, but it'll be our first ever virtual walk. So tune in live Sunday, September 13th at 3 p.m. Again, there's your date right there. Okay. And what you'll do is you'll watch the committee that's been working hard to plan this virtual walk kick off our program. And so we'll have the usual kickoff events during that time. And just because it's called a virtual walk doesn't mean that you sit at your computer. You actually will walk, but we ask that you do so safely in response to coronavirus. So walk individually. If you will walk as a group, make sure you maintain proper mask and social distancing and sign the waiver. Of course, you can also sign the waiver digitally by going to our fundraising site. So thanks. I look forward to broadcasting again with you live on Sunday, September 13th at 3 p.m. Thanks.
Okay, so those are our examples of the quick minutes. And Dustin, did you have any wrap up on this section?
Yeah, I think first I want to thank Mary and Daniel for contributing videos that they've done. And that last one, you can see Daniel in the chat was saying, oops, he forgot to trim the front of that out. And you can trim it a little bit in Facebook if you want to. But it's a great example that it's better just to get the videos out there and let people hear you and get the information than worrying too much about having it be perfect. So so I really encourage you, you know, even if you're a little timid about the technology, you're doing this for the first time, just give it a try. Get out there, have fun with it. If you're able to do some of the fancy things like Mary did in her TikTok video, have fun with it. And, you know, it's really all about the people we help rather than worrying about what we look like in a video. So, yeah, go for it.
Great, thank you. So we have a couple polls we want to do to see where you are all feeling in terms of some of the things that we've been talking about. So first, we're going to launch a poll about what type of quick minutes videos would you like to do? Can everyone see the poll? Oh yeah, people are answering, okay.
Yeah, I can see it.
Good. Okay, I'm gonna give you just 10 seconds longer to finish up the poll. It looks like people are feeling most comfortable with doing a quick minute video on featuring local partners. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close this poll for now. And then share with the results with you all. So you can see the results of the poll. There are a small percentage that said other, and because we all want to learn from each other. So if you're comfortable revealing that you wrote other on the poll, I'd love to hear what types you're thinking about so we can share more ideas with the group. So feel free to share some of your ideas in the question, and we'll share that in just a moment. We have one more poll that we want to get your feedback on, and this one is, which channels would you send your quick minutes videos to? So if you can share with us that. Early response, I'm not surprised by this, but a high percentage of Facebook. We have about 33% using Instagram. Oh, excellent, we have some TikTok users. TikTok is definitely a great vehicle when you're trying to engage like a Gen Z, the really young youth audience, as is Instagram. Okay, it looks like people are done here, so we're going to close the poll and share with you the results so you can see. So it looks like for the most part, people are very comfortable sharing quick minutes on Facebook, but about a third with Instagram. And again, if you used share what other platforms you're thinking that a quick minutes video would be good to share with.
And when you do these quick minutes, don't be afraid to use hashtags. If your town has a hashtag for its town, we use hashtag proudly DeKalb is what we do, or hashtag cropwalk or hashtag CWS. Don't be afraid to use those so the posts get out there and reach more people.
Okay, so at this time, we want to go ahead and open it up to questions. I hid my webcams. So Daniel, if your webcam isn't on, go ahead and share that. And it was nice to, Father Dustin, that we had your quick minutes video so everyone could see what you look like as well. Okay, so Heather, I have not been monitoring the questions, so.
Oh, that's fine. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. It was a bit answered, but for clarification, are you able to use one of the short videos from the CWS website for the quick minutes?
Can you answer that one more time for me? I mean, question that one more time.
Sure. Are you able to use one of the short videos from the CWS website for a quick minute?
You can share one of the short videos for sure as a way to help promote the walk. So I think that that's a tool for sharing videos, which are very popular. I think the advantage of a quick minutes is it's one level more personal because it's you doing the talking and communicating. I think both strategies are effective.
And if you're uncomfortable doing them, you can take Daniel's idea, with social media takeover and have one of the young people do it for you. So that might be a way of combining the two ideas that we had today.
She's hoping that you can touch base on how to actually grow your social media following. She's brand new leading the walk. She's a brand new administrator.
One thing you can do is you can boost your page. And we did another webinar on this, but if you've got some money in your walk budget, and perhaps you do because you're doing a virtual walk and a lot of your regular expenses are simply zero, you could boost the page. So one thing I'm going to do at the end of this week is basically boost the page to reach the high point audience even more. And most of the analytics that I've run on social media posts is that men don't really click on much. So target women, and you'll get more bang for the buck and expand the size of your page. Of course, there's free things you can do, such as liking other pages as your page. So reach out to all your local service partners, all your churches, all your teams, and like their Facebook page as your page. And doing that is the Facebook strategy. Of course, Instagram, follow other Instagram profiles and they'll follow you. And same thing goes for Twitter. If people are using Twitter, and it's all the mobile-based apps. It's like if you connect with the page, there's a pretty good chance they'll connect with you. Try to tag them. Use hashtags, as Dustin mentioned. You just got, the more time you spend on it, the more clout you're going to get. So if you're posting, if you're sharing, if you're tagging, if you're following, all of those things, it'll come to you eventually. But if you really want a quick boost your page there. And if you have a really popular quick minute that's picking up traction, you could throw $50 at it as the page administrator and boost it out a little bit more and see if it makes a little bit more money.
This person's asking, if you're not familiar with Instagram and you don't know how to use it, is there a connection between Instagram and Facebook?
Yes, you can connect your Instagram account to your Facebook page account. And Andrew Gifford, I don't know if he's still here or not, but him and I did a CWS webinar that talked a little bit about that, although we did focus on Facebook strategies, I believe. But if you just search connect Instagram account to Facebook page, then you can cross post from Facebook to Instagram. But you can't post from Instagram to Facebook, I believe, unless they've changed that capability.
You sort of can now, but I'm going to jump back in. This is the Andrew that Daniel was referencing. Here, I'll get my camera on so I'm not just a talking head. So you can actually cross post, but not if you schedule. I think I saw another person comment that you can schedule posts on Facebook. That is something you can do, which is really helpful. But if you schedule the posts, you can't they can't talk to each other. But if you're just posting as you go, they've just changed that since we actually did the webinar, Daniel. But you can post instantaneously from Facebook to Instagram, but you can always post from Instagram to Facebook. They talk to each other. It's technically the same company, so they work really well together.
I wanted to jump back to just that question before about, you know, how to build the energy on your social media sites. And I was looking at quite a few pages yesterday, so I think it was the DeKalb, Illinois one, but one really simple strategy is to make posts and thank every team that is participating in the walk. So if you are tracking when a team registers online, get on Facebook, make a post, tag that congregation and say, thanks for registering for our Crop Hunger Walk. The tag will then go to the church, the congregation page, and then those congregants see it, and you're boosting just within your walk. That's a good way to boost. And so if you go to some of the websites, Heather, maybe you can put out when we're done here, like the DeKalb. Dustin, was that yours that I saw yesterday that did that?
Yeah, I did that.
Okay.
Yeah, I one day just went through and did like all 20 or 30, however many congregations we had at that point. And what I did is that in Google, I just typed in thank you and went to images. And so each congregation got its own unique thank you image. And then
Nice.
I tagged them. So yeah.
Other questions, Heather?
Oh, yes. Okay, I think that we could combine these questions maybe. The first one is, which platform do you feel is the best platform to get the word out? But however, here's the other question I think that you could add and kind of work off of too, is how are they generationally?
So yeah, so each platform kind of has its own demographics. So Facebook tends to be middle-aged and older for the most part. The younger age is going towards, you know, kind of like TikTok or Snapchat or those sorts of things. So it kind of depends on who you're trying to target and who your audience is. But Facebook is still by far, I think, the largest and has the biggest capability of things you can do on it. But so it kind of depends on who you want to target.
One thing I've learned from our Leaders Under 50 advisory team is that I think for a lot of us, Facebook is probably where we're comfortable and an audience where a lot of our current walkers are on. And so it's good to have Facebook because you want to reach those people. But Instagram, this advisory team has convinced me and sold me 100% on the value of Instagram, particularly for reaching more millennials and Gen Z populations. And so if you're in a walk where you know you need to grow outside of your traditional base, then I would highly recommend you consider something like Instagram to help start growing that base outside of your traditional walkers. And that's come from this group that, as they've talked through strategies, have recommended.
Yeah.
Can I chime in real quick in regard to Instagram again? I'm sorry, Daniel. I do want to affirm Instagram seems to be a growing and used a lot by a number of crop hunger walks, and I help manage the national crop hunger walk page, and I continue to see more and more crop hunger walks signing up on Instagram. So it is a valuable thing, and it is, like was mentioned, it talks very easily to Facebook, so you're not really adding a whole slew of work onto yourself by starting an Instagram.
And I'll add to that too. A lot of my students have an Instagram profile, but not a Facebook profile. So the question is, what are you trying to accomplish? If you're trying to reach out to younger generations, Facebook's not your channel. If you're trying to raise money right now, Facebook's your channel. So do both. You know, as Andrew mentioned, it's pretty easy to cross post with Instagram now. Now you can cross post both ways. Also, there's this software called Hootsuite, and with a free account, you can actually connect your Instagram and your Facebook, and you can schedule both posts to come out at the same time, and actually customizes it such that you can have the right view set up for Instagram for the same post and the right view set up for Facebook for the same post as well. And it's not that complicated to learn, actually. So it's a pretty cool tool, and it's free as long as you are okay with just connecting those two accounts. The other natural experiment I'm doing is I got desperate because of the virtual walks needing more fundraising effort, and I offered extra credit to my students. And so I just said, make a profile and do one social media post. You get 4 points added to the exam that I'm releasing this week. And so they're posting on, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. They're using all different channels, and I'm curious to see which of these channels are going to be performing in terms of engagement and in terms of fundraising. But of course, I wasn't very specific about how high of a quality post that they need to put out. And so some were just like, link in my bio post, give money. Give money to what? There was no why. So I regret not hand-holding them a little bit more. So teachers out there, be very specific about what you want them to post.
He said he's got a bit of a, I think, a Southern accent. It was Hoot, Hoot, Suite, and if you Google it, it will come up, and everybody can find Hootsuite.
I would just also note on Instagram, if you're thinking, okay, I've heard this, I know I probably should do Instagram, but I just don't know that I have time, or I'm nervous. One of our members of our advisory team is a high school student, so Gen Z, and she has noted that high school students have to have community service hours. They love Instagram, and doing things like the Instagram takeover, this notion came from the fact that this is a great way to engage and empower a younger person to be active in your walk in a tool where they want to be active. They want to use Instagram. They need their volunteer hours. So if they can take over your page or help you get it going, this is a great, beautiful relationship that you can build. So think about high schoolers that can help you with that in the Instagram takeover kind of place to help you get going.
We have questions, I think, that we can combine, and you guys can talk about them. Explain why hashtags reach more people. What does a hashtag actually do? What does tagging mean? And what does boost mean? So those are things you guys said that people don't understand what they mean.
So I had a steering committee meeting with my crop walk last night and explained hashtags to them as well. So I can take the hashtag. So the hashtag is what we used to call the pound sign, for those who remember the old real phones that connected to your wall. So it's the pound sign, and then it's a word, and it's all, you do it all as one word. So for example, for my city, I live in DeKalb, Illinois. Yeah, Daniel's doing the hashtag there. I live in DeKalb, Illinois, and so they do a hashtag proudly DeKalb. So you would do the pound sign or the hashtag and then proudly DeKalb all as one word, and you would put it in the description when you post your meme or your photo or your video, whatever you're doing. And what it does is it connects. So if anyone were to go into the search feature in Facebook or Instagram or Twitter and type in hashtag proudly DeKalb, every post that someone has used that on would pop up. And so here in DeKalb, the Chamber of Commerce will repost things that have hashtag proudly DeKalb. So I'm getting them to repost some of my things. So there, Aaron has one, hashtag end hunger is a good one, hashtag crop walk. And so it's a way of connecting. So if you hear in the local news or people talking about ideas that are trending, this is how things start trending. Or if there's like right now, we've been talking about Kenosha, Wisconsin in the news and some of the tragedy that's happened there. So people in that area who may be taking live videos or pictures or stuff that are involved in the events, they're using hashtags to get their videos and their events out there that are then being picked up by the news and other people and then reshared. And that's what makes things go trending. So it's a way of connecting ideas. Dan, do you want to do, was it boosting? And I don't remember what the other.
Tagging and boosting.
Tagging.
Okay.
Oh, Tagging. Yeah, so in tagging, when you create a post, at least in Facebook, at the bottom of it, if you do it on a desktop anyway, it says add to your post, and it gives you, like you can add, right now, a COVID-19 update, you can add a photo, you can get messages, and then there's the ... for more. If you click on the ... the check-in feature comes in. So if you hit check in, that allows you, so like if you go to your church or you go to the movie theater or you go to a sports game, you can check in where you're at. You can check into your church saying, yes, I'm here at church, or yes, I'm here at the movie theater, or wherever. So when I was doing the interviews with the different organizations and I posted them, I checked in as if I was at their physical location. So I checked in to Safe Passage, or I checked into the food pantry, and that allows them to see it. So when they, so that my post also shows up on their feed, and so they can see that. Or you can tag, if you want to tag a friend or another person, same idea. You hit tag and then you type in their name. So their name will be connected with the post. And so their friends on their Facebook wall or wherever will also see that post. So it's a way of getting that post out there even more. And then Daniel, do you want to do the boosting since you had mentioned that one?
Yeah. One thing that might help you with this is just like, think about these symbols, okay? So hashtag, let's see if I can do this right. Okay, hashtag is the pound sign. You're trying to reach a larger audience by mentioning a subject. And then for your check-in, you're mentioning a location to get people in that location attention about what you're doing. When you're tagging or mentioning, Facebook, you can type the name of person, but if you're mentioning a page, you got to use the @ symbol. And each page has an @ symbol below its page. And so that's how you can get the attention of, say, like my local beneficiaries, Open Door Ministries. So I can say @ Open Door Ministries HP for High Point. And then boost is the $ because it's not free, it costs money. Okay. So everything else expands your audience for free, except for the boost, costs money. And it's a targeted way of trying to expand your audience. Okay. And so all of those can find ways to show up on your social media news feeds, depending upon how you're connected and how your audience that you're trying to reach out is engaging on social media. So they're all strategies to expand the reach, to get more engagement from your walk. And so you should encourage whoever your social media manager is, maybe it's you, that's why you're here, to try all of these strategies and see which ones stick. If you really spend some time clicking around on your social media profile, especially if you set it up as an organization or as a business, they will provide analytics that will tell you which things are working, which things are worth your time. But again, you got to start with the basics. So get comfortable with something and then add something else on. Don't get overwhelmed. You know, if you're posting, you know, at least the people that like your page, they're going to see that in their news feed. But those other things are just examples of free ways to boost your engagement beyond just simple posting, except for the boost, which is not free.
Can I throw a suggestion out there real quick? And this is just for everyone listening. I would definitely suggest anyone on the call, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and like, you know, High Point, North Carolina, go like the DeKalb, Illinois walk, go look for some walks that are doing things that you think are interesting, because then that's a great way to sort of see real-time examples of sort of what Daniel was mentioning, because I know both he and Father Dustin use these tools. And so that'll give you sort of a real hands-on experience of what that looks like.
We will put out, I think Heather, I haven't been able to follow the whole chat, but we did have some, I know that somebody was asking for Instagram links to some of the walks that are featured today. We'll put those in the chat.
Yeah, they're in the chat.
But I don't think I ever got DeKalb in. So Father Dustin, when you do it in the chat though, you have to click the down arrow and send it out to the all audience, not just the organizers, but can you stick your Instagram handle in the chat?
It doesn't actually give us the option, so you have to.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what is you want to just read it out loud and we'll type it into the chat?
So I haven't done an Instagram for DeKalb yet.
Oh, okay.
So that's one I did for Dubuque. There is one for Dubuque, but of course I haven't been running that one since I left. So I haven't gotten there yet for DeKalb, but it's coming.
Mine is
Heather,
at Crop Hunger Walk High Point, or honestly, I don't remember.
I think I gave that one to Heather, so she'll stick that one in. I found that one earlier, so. I know that we're almost at time. I have not been able to view, Heather, I know I just asked you to do two things at the same time. Are there other burning questions we should be addressing? Again, if you've been on one of our crop chats in the past, if we don't get to your question, we do make sure to follow up with the CWS staff person that's tied with your walk to make sure that somebody gets back with you. So if you had a question, we didn't get to it, please know we will find a way to follow up with you.
I think we can do, with the last two, we can do that, Erin.
Okay. Well, I would like to thank you all for participating today in this crop chat. We really appreciate your interest in this topic as we continue to find new ways to grow our walks and engage in more age ranges of our walk. So thank you for participating, but I want to particularly thank Dustin and Daniel for leading the walk today, and they've been working very hard to get this material in a way to present to you all. The whole advisory team was really excited to have this opportunity to talk with all of you about some of the things they've been talking about. I also just want to give a shout out to Mary, who made one of the videos that we showed. So thank you all for your time to help us make walks even stronger and more engaging. So thank you.